All right, everyone, welcome back. Today we will be discussing Venus in the sign of Leo. But before I do, we must understand, what does Venus represent? So here I have a list of several things you can definitely find through your Venus placement. So starting off with attraction, what is something about you that people absolutely gravitate towards? Imagine having a perfume or cologne that's bottled up by what makes you specifically attractive. And it's just the same for what we are attracted to. And this isn't just exclusive to other people. Think soft beds, the finest linens, ocean views, comfort through tangible things, confidence or lack of confidence. To give you an example, Venus displays if we love to share our intellect but shy away from being center stage. Things that can make us feel uncomfortable, this can be seen through Venus. Money. Now, there are multiple ways to distinguish wealth or income or gains, but Venus guides you to your natural profession or your calling, meaning you could be exceptionally successful at this particular hobby or skill, which seems like you were born to do it. Venus also shows us how we like to spend on our comfort or things we like. An example, if you're highly into astrology, more than likely you've purchased multiple books, especially ones that go into great detail, because Venus is all about the details. The details like how we pay for things, the money we like to carry with us, the high profile credit cards with high limits, a wallet full of cash, or maybe no cash. Venus is always explained as a planet that likes luxuries and things with a high price tag. That can be true, but there are many things that look expensive, but it's actually very cheap or of poor quality. Venus represents things of value or of quality. And this leads me into the wife. In a men's chart, Venus represents the wife in the qualities that she has. She can be graceful, a very nice dresser, or even highly successful or a social butterfly. This can all be seen through Venus. Happiness. Our sensuality is something that could be seen very well through Venus. How alluring do we feel when it comes to the opposite sex? Or do we like to skip over intimacy and get right to the physical act? Our seductiveness can definitely be seen through Venus. Going out in nature, traveling, anything in the arts are all things that can make us happy or we take pleasure in. This is what the planet Venus can represent. The world is yours. This is Venus in Leo. To walk with an eternal level of confidence even when you do not feel your best comes natural to this placement. In a way, it's expected because if you're outside on a sunny day, there's no way you can avoid the sun unless you're indoors. Let's begin by talking about Leo's ruling planet, which is the sun. Astrologically, the sun and Venus are not compatible. Whether we observe the relationship as permanent or temporarily situated, these two planets remain enemies. The primary reason is the opposing contrast and the repelling commonalities of both planets. The sun is a fiery, energetic, dominating planet. Venus is the opposite, being soft, earthy, lingering, and receiving. Both planets love attention, so the question follows, who's going to give it? When combined, the sun, which also represents the ego and power, may overshadow the harmonious nature of Venus. Interestingly enough, the sign of Leo is not considered a terrible placement for Venus, because much like Venus in Aquarius, how they make others feel is very important. Venus and Leo are very likable. Their dynamic aura makes them attractive to all types of people. Suitors find them appealing, and this is something the Venus and Leo person is well aware of. They know they are deeply admired as their self-centeredness keeps them aware. To make another reference to the sun, everything revolves around the great life force. So it's not surprising that Venus and Leo individuals are born with a subconscious view that they can have anything they want in this life. But as a child, there is also some conditioning at some level where the environment or the guidance of the Venus and Leo made it acceptable to think this way, or make mistakes and think that there's little to no repercussion or someone will fix their mess. In many ways, this sounds like good parenting because children should feel safe enough to make a mistake and not fear the consequences. But when there is a lack of correction and only protection, this could cause major issues in the later years of the Venus and Leo. Entitlement, not wanting to wait, and arrogance from rejection or not receiving respect or recognition in society can affect the Venus and Leo greatly. As I've mentioned, this combination is very aware in knowing when they are acknowledged or respected, so they can quickly sense if they aren't acknowledged or disrespected. Even if they didn't do anything to deserve the respect they feel should be granted to them, they still feel it's owed. Professionally, the Venus in Leo is a very creative combination. They must be able to express themselves, and not just in their personality, but through their hobbies and creations. Coupled with their desire of attention, they can be great artists, actors, designers, occupations where their work or they themselves are center stage. This is no different in dating and relationships, as the Venus in Leo not only loves to be adored, but enjoys a partner that gravitates attention as well. For men with Venus in Leo, this can be a beautiful partner who dresses well, she's known in society, or she holds a great position of power. And for a woman, it could be exactly the same, but his respect is clearly defined by how others treat him when they feel his presence. Venus and Leo are luxurious daters who express, there's that word again, who express their feelings through visible and grand gestures like expensive gifts and date nights out on the town. It's their instinctive way of a lion marking its territory. Insecurities and competitiveness can arise with the Venus and Leo if they find themselves in a relationship with a partner where they believe that they have more success than them. It is not unusual that their confidence can get them into so many situations where they are in over their heads. Secrets and seclusion are not something a Venus and Leo particularly likes in dating. If in love, they want to display it to the world. Just as the lengths to satisfy their ego makes them wildly pursue whatever profession they choose or suitor that they admire, this can anger the environment just as much. Others may try to advise a Venus and Leo on what is best for them, perhaps in their next career choice, or even who they are romantically pursuing. But this can enrage and cause a Venus in Leo to rebel to no end, because you're asking the sun to dim their light. Or at least this is how the Venus in Leo sees it. A supportive partner with the same mindset at some level is important for this combination. But maturity plays a huge part as well. An evolved Venus in Leo can be much more reckless and less resistant to feedback. So unless their partner is highly mature and can help to balance out the overly playful nature of the Venus in Leo, they can make their own lives harder than it has to be because of their stubbornness. Partners that are just as talented or creative but don't care for the spotlight are excellent for these individuals. Another thing is influence can heavily affect this combination, and it could quickly contribute to the Venus and Leo wanting to destroy everything or just run away from everything. Again, imagine being overly critical to a person who only knows how to think well of themselves. Their energy depletes quickly this way, and much of their time is spent defending themselves against powerful energies that want to throw shade over the sunny lion. Even being the life of the party gets draining, trying to encourage others to feel better about themselves or just simply to enjoy life. If Venus and Leo is afflicted, these individuals can isolate themselves, feeling as if no one understands them. Something that is important to remember is everything that the Venus and Leo does is on display. Their success, their failures. So it's quite a responsibility to have this placement, and it's also understandable why these individuals walk with such confidence. It's because they have to. Big success means big challenges and even big enemies. And through their relationships, the Venus and Leo unknowingly is just trying to find themselves. If they can manage their ego and demanding attention from others, they can be excellent partners, especially in their later years, as they have experienced life and it has made them wiser. I like to phrase them as the sun beginning to set, but not in a way that the rays are blinding, but instead they are glowing. Venus and Leo. I would like to thank everyone for taking the time out to watch this presentation, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.